Hello everyone, this is SeReNiiTYzZ here, back with another awesome Fortnite Battle Royale gameplay today. And it has been a while, hasn't it, since I've posted. For those of you that do watch my channel, I am sorry for that. It has been a while, I haven't posted up anything for Season 5, but I have some reasons for that, guys. I haven't really been playing as much of Fortnite Battle Royale. I just started playing it again more recently. And got a really nice gameplay today using the Drift skin on tier 4, so really excited to show you all that goodness with this skin, because it's one I really like. And a lot of great skins in Fortnite Battle Royale Season 5. But yeah, just haven't been playing as much, guys, recently. A few things came up in my personal life I had to attend to, so I haven't really had the time for Fortnite. You know, it's all going well. Yeah, my mic also broke as well, so I haven't been able to really play with my friends, because I don't really want to play with my friends at the moment in terms of, you know, I haven't got my mic, so there's not much point. Yeah, just haven't felt like playing as much because of that as well. It's another reason. But I had to spend some money on some other things and don't have the funds for a new mic at the moment. And really nice to play on that nose skin there, just getting my blue tactical on point as he grabs the green, but we'll take it for the first kill. But this is a really nice gameplay, this one, in which I was using the Drift skin. It was a really, it's on tier 4, so I have about 100 and something thousand XP. It's a really nice game, one of my first few at this stage. And you know, really exciting to get such an awesome game with a new skin. I always enjoy doing that when I use a skin for the first time to get a decent game, but very commanding at the end, this one. For the period at the beginning, it's whereas not as much action. I'm just going to talk about Season 5 and things that I like about it, and things that I think Epic always update too much, and things that they should leave well alone. But yeah, in the beginning, I decided to come to the factory area here today, guys, because it's one of the areas I like going. Have been going Tilted Towers as well every other game, just to try and get those high kill games for the channel. And obviously, since I came back, I was a little bit rusty as well, so I would have to say this is my best game since I have returned. So really, you know, good from that perspective as well, for this Fortnite Battle Royale video. And at this point here, just looking to collect all the loot. Pretty good loot from the start. I mean, you know, gold thermal and a scar was on offer. Decided not to take the gold thermal just because they are very beastly. You know, but I just feel like having one assault rifle, and I think the scar is, you know, a much better friend generally. But you know, that gold thermal is very good. I just, you know, don't really fancy using it in this gameplay. And at this point here, I was kind of saving the shield pot. Didn't want to equip straight away because I was going to get some mushrooms, but I decided after finding this one there, sod it, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be about that life and go to Wailing Woods now, because, you know, this area is fairly close to Wailing, lonely and risky. So I decided that, you know, once I've got all the stuff that I need, relevant loot, I'm going to go towards the rifts. Now, the rifts is something I want to talk about Season 5 that they put in. Not a great lover of that. That's the one thing that I haven't enjoyed of the new update. The reason I don't like the rifts is because I feel that, and this is what this skin is in aid of, travelling into the unknown. The Drift skin actually is all about the rifts, but the reason I'm not a fan is because it's a free launch pad, I feel, and you know, it enables you to get the height over your opponent in situations where you would not have it otherwise. So I'm not really a fan of it. I think a launch pad and bounce pads are enough in the game already, which I think are good additions to the game, obviously. But I think the rifts are pretty ridiculous, also because they're known to spawn in particular spots. I think it should be a random thing like llamas, and every so often, you know, one will come up. However, just having a sort of general consensus for where they're going to spawn is a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. But obviously over time, you know, because they are common, I suppose players will use them. So in the end game, they might not be used, but I feel that, you know, it does enable you to get the high advantage over an opponent, whereas else you might not have had it. So not a great lover of the rifts. I think that was a poor decision to put that in, but that's just my opinion. But you know, that's probably the thing that I don't like the most. Obviously the double shotguns is, you know, is history now, which, you know, kind of unusual for Epic to do that. I didn't see it as a problem with double pump. That was quite a long time now that's been in effect, but has changed the game. Obviously, heavies have come to the front line in terms of power, and also those double barrel shotguns just come out recently. I've enjoyed using those as well. Very, very powerful. I mean, the gold one is just unbelievably powerful. Definitely would recommend picking that one up, because that can do a lot of damage. I mean, I'd say guaranteed if the shot is half decent, it's 100 plus damage every time, so it's very, very powerful. And at this point here I decided to use the thing that I hate, the Rift, because I wanted to get more action for you guys on SeReNiiTYzZ vids. I was like, I've had enough of chilling around my quiet area. I want some action, I want some prime life now. So I decided to go over retail rogues. It's always a busy area, and see if I can find where the people who started at retail might have gone. So at this point here, just looking around for them, looking for victims to shoot, and on the Rift, managed to find a purple grenade launcher as well, which is a very nice addition to my arsenal at the moment, and got some stink bombs as well, some gas, so I can be the Green Goblin for a little bit. But yeah, really excited to start using all my stuff here, because I've got a lot of good toys to play with. Always nice to have a Scar. And always nice to have blue tactical, and purple grenade launcher is probably my favourite set of weapons I could possibly have at this moment in the game. And start to see some guys in a build fight, and at this point here getting pretty excited, because I'm like, well, okay, I should probably be able to kill both of these guys with the combo with the weapons that I have here. So at this point I just eye up where they're building, see a guy closest to me on that, and as you can hear from the sound, he's getting gassed. And I really like the gas. That's one thing I did like they put into the game, because it always attacks health and not shields, which I think is really useful in a fight, because health is harder to replace generally in Fortnite, I feel. I'm going to make that generalisation than shields. So at this point here, that's nice that I've already inflicted some damage on one of the players for a lot of his health. And at this point here, just unfortunately the guy's still able to stay on his structure, and the other guy that he was fighting comes out from underneath. And this guy closest to me gets a few shots onto him, and at this point here I'm just thinking about my own survival as well, and just taking care at this point, because sometimes when you get involved with a couple of players, it's easy to lose sight and focus of other people around you. At this point here I haven't blocked off a wall behind me or to the side, so at this point here it's a bit exposed, so I don't want to stay like too long here. And I see one of the players moves off from the fight over to the side, but I know the other guy still has a sniper rifle and is on the building still, so I make sure I build some walls to my left so that I can't be sniped. And at this point here I don't have many more materials, and I make a really nice play to build a staircase over him so he can't build any more stairs above him, and then it's an easy finish just to go in and go for the final assault. And as you can see and hear, he tried to take a snipe at me as I was finishing off that guy that he was fighting previously. And at this point here I can hear him come in, so I just equip a shield pot. I know that the guy that I've just killed has minis, but I just want to make sure that I have enough shield that I can to succeed in this fight, and I'm really happy that I used that big pot, because the guy was coming over in a rush. And as you can see here, starting to run out of materials, so at this point here do have to finish this fight now and try and kill this guy quickly. Get some really good shots on the Scar of him there, and decide to keep the pressure on. At this point it's difficult for me because I can't just build over to him, and luckily for me he just doesn't see me there and decides to go around the other way. And it's at this point that I take him out and secure myself some really good loot from both players, and start to use the chug here to get my shields back up, because late game it's going to be hard to use. And at this point, having just used the chug, just reload all my weapons. Still got that shield pot in place, that's really nice, and I can get the guy's minis from earlier. And so I've looted the guy that I just killed there, but at this point I can't remember where the other guy died, because there's quite a lot of build structures. As you can see, it was a bit of a chaotic fight, but I really enjoyed it, obviously coming out on top. But at this point here, Drift Entity's trying to find where his loot has drifted to. You know, it's in the unknown, but at this point he remembers where it is. It's just beyond this staircase and behind this wall, and at this point here some really nice plays to get all the stuff. And the compact SMG is a really good friend to you. I've not perhaps used it as much as I should in this gameplay. I don't get too much usage of it, but it is a really good friend for defeating build structures and getting some additional damage onto players, and without the double shotgun strategy now really in play in Fortnite, it seems to be the go-to combo. Really powerful shotty into a compact SMG is definitely the way to go. I've seen a lot of the better players doing it, I think it's always worthwhile to have that combo in play. And got some strong stuff right now. Really good inventory. The only thing a bit low on here is materials. So as I make my way in, looking to make sure that I get that as well. Get more materials as I head my way in. Unfortunately, here don't make the jump, so just rebuild. Trying to conserve my wood now as well because I don't have a great deal. I should always try to have about, I'd say, a minimum of 500 wood when you're at this stage in the game. So I really haven't got enough, and even 500 is probably not enough, to be honest. So at this point here, just farming as I go and trying to, get some materials to go in. Luckily, where the zone is going in this game, I'm going into Dusty Devo, so as the plants and plant life and trees are regrowing there, there's a lot of trees to be had, a lot of stuff to mine, and at this point here as well, as I'm making my way into the storms, being careful. Is the worst time to farm when the storm's coming in, actually, because players are always looking to come in, and you can get spotted with your pants down, so you have to be a little bit careful of that. At this point here, I have a really nice eye for a shield pot and managed to grab that and take it with me. It's going to be really huge, adding another one to my arsenal. At this point here, I think it's worth taking about 9 damage to get that second shield pot, and at this point here, just looking to make my way into the zone, and managed to get in. I've got a lot of trees for me here in Dusty Devo that I can use, and also check at this point the storm's not so far away from the next circle. At this point here, just move over, looking to check other people that may have come in from the storm. And I'm happy I did, because I spotted this guy just camping by the tree, and that's a really nice set of shots there for my 4th kill. And a really nice play, and a lot more kills to come, I will just hint, but yeah, really nice play to finish that guy off, because it was lucky that I was able to notice, had the awareness to notice he was coming in there. Unfortunately, he has another shield pot down there that I don't want to grab, because I'm happy with my inventory right now, and I've got a really good set of weapons that I do want to keep. So already having 2 shield pots, I'm going to stay with this inventory. So it's really gutting in Fortnite Battle Royale when you have to leave a really good heal like a shield pot behind, but sometimes you have to do that in the game. If you've got too many, you have to kind of let it go, but it's always frustrating when you have a spare that perhaps you might need later on, but what can you do? This is the way of the game. But at this point here, guys, I'm not too far from the final set of circles, so I'm just being careful here, because obviously there's not many players left. I was checking here if I've got any campfires when I was looking at my inventory there, and at this point here I'm not too far from the circle, so I just decide that I'm going to chill in the Dusty Devo, or the old depots, because I don't really want to go out into the circle, because it's a combination of the upper part of Loot Lake and just underneath the massive hill that's around here in Dusty Devo, so it's not a nice circle in terms of there's a lot of space and a lot of angle for people sniping. So at this point here I'm just kind of running around aimlessly in the depot and decide I'm going to do something constructive and just build a little 1x1 so I can't be shot from a snipe inside this depot, because believe it or not, it can happen. So at this point I just decide to just be smart for a minute and just wait a little bit until the storm comes in, and just move in when I really have to, because it's always better, I think, in Fortnite Battle Royale to establish yourself. There's no point in wasting your materials earlier on if you can just bide a bit of time to get in a bit later, and then suss out player positions. And at this point that's what I'm doing as well. And I can hear a guy with a snipe to my north here, and I decide to push in on the guy with the snipe. So right here, guys, as well, it's very interesting to notice that there's 6 players left. I have 4 kills now, and just bear in mind the amount of kills that I'll end up with at the end of the game. So let's watch the carnage unfold as Drift Entity starts to put his grenade launcher on the sniper player here as he's building up his walls, building up his little wood base. And at this point he's got a bit of height with me above in this slight incline on the hill, so at this point Drift Entity sees he starts to move in advanced position and gets a bit of height there. It's a bit a bit scary because he's getting right around me, and at this point gets behind me as well with the constructions. They decide to add more, and he adds a staircase to block me off. Smart play from him. At this point here, we can see we're facing off behind his stairwell, and at this point I can't really do much there. I'd have to expose myself to a shot if I were going to build up to him in that situation, or blow the his structure down. He'd have the advantage. So at this point here, I decided to back away just for a minute and use one of my shield pots. You can hear the guy running around and other shots coming in from other players. So at this point here, when I feel it's safe to come out using game sound, I come out again after healing. And at this point here, I can see that he's building something else near our construction, and he decides to build another tower, which I think was a mistake from him on his part, because he didn't block it off, and then it was easy for me to recover. I think he might have thought I was weaker than I was, and that I wouldn't get up there as quickly as I did. But mistake from him to build another tower that's, outside the zone. He probably would have wasted a lot of his materials doing that. So not sure about that play from him, but luckily for me it works out. So thanks, mate. I appreciate it. But yeah, as I said, guys, 6 players left, and I had 4 kills when I started that. But let's see how many I end up with. So there was 5 other players for me to contend with, and we'll see how many kills I end up with at the end of the game. At this point here, guys, just using a grenade launch from another player, I could hear that there was this guy with had a sniper in there, or some sort of sniper, because he was shooting towards the other sniper player that was looking to try and attack myself and the other player that I killed prior. So nice couple of kills going over to me there as I've entered the final few circles. Really nice bit of play, more rockets for me. Now this moment in the gameplay was a bit of a choice for me, because the storm's coming in, so I don't have a lot of time, and there's quite a lot of people left to kill. Now obviously I've said the importance of having a compact SMG and a shotty in this gameplay, but I decided, believe it or not, I was like, the medkit might be useful. Had I have had a campfire here, there's no way I would have taken the medkits with me, but because I didn't, I just thought, what, if I get stranded for medical heals, I've got absolutely nothing. And seeing as there was a high player count and quite a lot of distance fighting, I thought, no, sod it, I'm gonna take the medkit just in case. And it's a decision that is difficult to make, possibly not the right one, but for me, I thought at the time of the video, sometimes choices like that for the 5th inventory slot or the 4th slot it's always a difficult choice, but I was happy with the choice that I made, and it does end up working out for me. But it's always a difficult choice in that scenario to pick the right thing. At this point here, just using a trap to secure my tower, I decided to build a little bit of a higher one just so I can see what's going on. See a metal one to my west, and I can hear a lot of shots in the vicinity. So at this point they start to shoot my tower a bit, and I'm not sort of abandoning my tower at this point. I'm just making it so that I'm not completely confined to the upstairs, because I want to establish where these other players are. As you can see, the new storm movement now that's now in effect, it doesn't just sort of simply close in anymore and get smaller and smaller and fades away. It sort of directs itself in smaller sections out to potentially areas that are currently in the storm to be removed into make a new circle. So it's slightly different gameplay in some sense. Old towers will have to be passed, in order to get to that next zone. So it's slightly different the way it plays now. Battle Royale in the end from the previous seasons that I've played and the previous content on my channel. But and also as well, that's I was quite happy with the old style, but this new style, I can understand the philosophy behind it, because it's trying to stop, preventing camping. But I guess you could say from another angle, it's good if the player has a position or skill to get in a position, they can keep a hold of it. But there's different, ideas on that. Really nice kill onto that guy that was just ahead of me there. I heard him approaching closer, and just realised he was out in the open, and just taking some care here to not go for the loot immediately, because I thought that the player that he was sort of directing at has a sniper rifle. So as you can see, I'm building a lot of ramps to make sure I don't get sniped on my way here. That structure looked a bit ominous. I just thought, if there's someone inside that, they can just kill me. So I decided to nade launch it a little bit and see if there was anyone there. And at this point here, start to get shot down as I make my way closer in. And the last couple of players are ahead of me. I've now got 7 kills, so it's going to be quite a good gameplay if I can get this one. And really nice if I could end with 8 or 9. And considering there were 5 other players when there were 6 of us left, I was like, and I started with 4. If I could get 9, that would be very, very impressive, because that would mean I killed all of the 5 other remaining players when it was a 6-player count. So but let's see what happens. So at this point here, in a really good position to put pressure on them. As you can see, I got some really nice nade launch shots onto this guy on the right. And both of them are together and very close to each other, so that works out for me because my strategy in solos is to always try and make the other players on top of each other and make them fight rather than me do all the legwork. And at this point here, it's a really nice situation for me because the players are going to have to come past me in order to get to the next zone. And at this point here, I'm just really successful in finishing that guy off. I got the nade launch on. I don't know what he was doing, trying to catch me off guard in the open there. And at this point, in a very strong commanding position to put pressure on this guy. Bit of a bold move from this final guy to go for this guy's loot, because I'm obviously not going to let him just have it for free. Get a really critical Scar headshot onto him here. And at this point here, I forget about the storm for a brief moment, but luckily for me, I've put enough pressure on him, done enough damage that him being in the storm a little bit there, and that final shotty shot that I applied there was enough to take him out and do a bit of a calculation for him on how I was able to do that. But there we go, SeReNiiTYzZ with 9 kills, a very nice set of kills there for SeReNiiTYzZ debut on SeReNiiTYzZ, and a very nice gameplay for me, guys, to come back into Fortnite Battle Royale because like I said, I haven't posted anything for Season 5 yet, so a nice video to begin with, and a really nice bit of play, nice strategical play. I think that's what I do best in Fortnite. I'm not by any means, one of the best players on this game. There's, so many better builders out there, but I think from the smarts and strategy, I really liked how I played this, and yeah, just really enjoy the game, really enjoy playing it. It's a great fun pastime. So guys, this is SeReNiiTYzZ. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay, and looking to post out a few more when I get another few decent matches. But this was SeReNiiTYzZ, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.